Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am actually pretty tired. Last night, my husband and I had date night, and today I am here having a CMOS gel pickup at my suite in Michigan. So usually when people order CMOS gel in the summer, it could get really hot and they may ask to pick up an order or pick up their bags at a neutral location. So we have a suite that houses both of our photography and our personal training offers, and we are able to have a pickup area where people can come and grab some CMOS gel, or if it's too hot and you're concerned about your butters, you can come and pick up today from 12 to 3 p.m. Now, this is actually the start of something new again, because I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with my company, Social Light Body Essentials, A Way of Life Fitness LLC, and A Way of Life Fitness and Life Coaching. And so we have been renting a suite in Westland for about almost 2 years. And prior to that, we had a warehouse in Taylor, Michigan, and it was huge. It had everything all in one, but it was just a lot for us. And then we got pregnant, so we kind of had to pretty much just start from scratch. The last 5 to 6 years, it's been very interesting for us. We are entrepreneurs. We really want to create a life where we have more control over our freedom and our time. And with that comes certain struggles, with that comes certain inconveniences. And where we are now is we're in a smaller space, but we're in a great space of kind of making sure that we're blending in all of them without being overly tired, exhausted, and constantly in survival mode. So today's video is a little scattered. I really want to get to the meat and potatoes, specifically because I am in the middle of a pop-up, and so people are going to be coming to pick up their items, and I want to be able to get this out on camera because I've been on a roll with YouTube and my videos lately. So I just want to encourage you guys that whenever there's a change going on in your life, try to be a little bit more optimistic about it. I know that certain things may have happened to kind of have you a little nervous or apprehensive about making certain moves in your life, or just knowing what in the world is going on. A lot of things in the world are changing, and you can be fearful or you can be optimistic. It's a choice. You can think about how you want your life, how you want it to feel. And although hopefully you're going to go straight to the good feelings, but there's also going to be feelings that are not so good, that are not so pleasant. And whenever you're growing, I have gone from entrepreneur to wife to mother to a perspective coach, and there's just been so much change going on in my life, and I'm actually very fortunate to be able to incorporate that change into my companies, into my business, because this is my life. My businesses are businesses, but I'm still living authentically and in a way that feels good to me, so that I can have more time with my children, be more involved in what they have going on and what they're learning and the environments that they're around. It allows me to have slower mornings. It allows me to be a little bit less stressed. I still have my own stressors. They're just different types of stress than having a 9 to 5. And I want to encourage you guys, I'm not against 9 to 5s at all. But if you're living your life in a way that just feels robotic, that doesn't feel like it has a lot of purpose, that have you putting other things and other people and entities and corporations before yourself, before your wants and before your needs, and really not feeling fulfilled, I always encourage you to come on over to Human Design and let's look up your incarnation cross. An incarnation cross in Human Design, I'm not going to go into too deep detail. I'm just dropping this into this video so that you can go take those breadcrumbs, so that you can come and study yourself and get some answers and start to put together your life in a way that feels good to you. And I know a lot of people may feel as if the life that they want is so far away from them, like it's not reachable. And if you just choose to place yourself in a mental awareness, a mental feeling, a visualization of the life that you want, how you want your days to go, how you want your months and all of these things to go, and not necessarily only leisurely, but in a way that forces you to actually still do work, but you might be working in a different capacity than other people. I think many of us are watching what others do and listening to testimonials that include hard work, exhaustion, losing sleep, and all of these things. And in some ways, you do experience that. But if you're experiencing that in your life and it's constant, then you might want to slow down and check in with your health. Your body is a machine. It's electromagnetic. If you continue to run it and run it and run it, it can short circuit. It could stop working. It could blow a fuse. It could blow a spark plug. All of those indicate or can be compared to disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, stress, hair loss, skin breaking out. You don't want to continuously put yourself in a position where you're constantly going. Like, I'm an entrepreneur, but I'm no longer in a space where I'm willing to run myself into the ground for any project, for anything, because I know that for each thing that I want to come into my life and the things that I am attracting, I already know that the bottom line is that it's going to require work. It's going to require a routine. It's going to require structure. And as I'm designing my life according to being motivated by my human design and really infusing the lessons that I've learned with what my factory settings are, I have become less stressed and my body is learning to trust itself versus the outside world. Think about all the things that we're doing and that we're learning. It's either your parents taught you how to do this, your ancestors taught you how to do this before they perished or they left breadcrumbs for you, or we're watching the news, we're watching other people, we're going to networking events, and we're taking their perspective and their interpretation of their reality and adopting it as if it's ours. When we're only supposed to, not only, but it's important to take what you can apply and let the rest fly, because you want to design your life based on your perspective, based on what you think and what is feeling good to you and your system. So I encourage you to sit and look at the perspective that you are implementing in your life as to why you're doing the things that you're doing and how you're living and how you're raising your children. Are you just doing what everyone else is doing just to fit in? You don't want to be different. You don't want to deal with the inconveniences of not following the status quo, because that is a thing as well. And I can speak from experience because I know that I'm not raising my son like most people, and I'm okay with that. But it takes courage to break the mold, because there's just a lot of things that I'm just not signing up for just because everyone else is signing up for in this world. And there are some things that I sign up for that everyone else is. It's about balancing and doing what feels good and what's best for your family, your household, and your spirit and your children's spirit. I think that for a long time, we weren't afforded quality education. We weren't allowed to read and write. And so those that come before us were coming from a space of, hey, get your education so you know how to communicate in this world. So you know what's what. You know what the laws are. You know how we've been done and poorly treated in this world, so that you can make solid decisions when you come into certain energies in the world. And now with all of the resources, all of the things that we have access to, as far as educating yourself and as far as educating your children, there's going to be a change within the education system. There's a change in the religious system. There's a change in news reporting and television, because now all of these, I wouldn't say secrets, but all of these hidden things are being revealed, and realizing how we've been operating in a way where we're just taking advice and going with, or taking face value what the government or what the world has said, when there's a whole bunch of stuff going on behind the scenes. There's a whole bunch of hierarchies where only certain people benefit, or forcing our children to be conditioned and molded and programmed into workers, into being good employees, but well-rounded individuals in their minds, but from their perspective. It's just very interesting how things are changing. I definitely agree that school is important. It's just the type of school is now, the power is kind of like in our hands, because we have all of this access to AI, to the internet, and answers and creativity. And the way we've been doing school and using all of our time for 8 hours a day in school, forcing our kids to have to deal with bullies and insecurities or different challenges that we're forcing them in, thinking that that's the way to go. And I'm not saying that It isn't, but you do have a choice of what you force your child to go to and to attend, because we have to go to work, or we have to have, we have to provide for ourselves. We have to have our own time and our own space. But for children to be in these dark schools with no air conditioning. I'm not saying everybody, because there are certain schools that that you can pay for that are better, that you can enroll in, that are better, that have better support. But the bottom line is making sure that your children are well-rounded enough and not fooled into thinking that if they do this, then their life is going to be perfect or all okay. I don't think that we are explaining to our children that this is just a piece of your life. This isn't something that has to be the end all be all, or it has to be number one priority over yourself. If there's a mismatch in children's energy with schools, I think a lot of changes are just being made aware of, and our children are more than just soldiers or small bodies that we can control and force to do what we want them to do because of our upbringings, versus let's look at our children and what their upbringing is telling us. And so I say all of this to say and bring to your awareness is that how you perceive your reality in your life is important when you are making sound decisions that everyone has made since the beginning of time, or being that change in your bloodline that you want different from your children. You want them to know their history. You want them to know the innovations, and you want them to know themselves first before you push them to be stimulated constantly by other people, or want what other people have, or having adventures every single day that won't necessarily pour into who they are or activate those channels in them to find out who they really are versus what they're capable of doing. Those are two different things. So I leave you just with the encouragement of not being afraid to live your life on your own terms, not being afraid to explore things and educate yourselves, even on difficult topics, not being afraid to take that first leap yourself first. And then when you need reinforcements, you go and you find them. And I think that's the beauty of the world. We don't think that we have options. So think about the perception that you're buying into, the perspective that you're buying into, and everything in your wardrobe, in your food, in your clothing, in your home space. What perspective are you agreeing to by supporting certain things that you allow in your mind, in your body, or in your way of life, and how you're operating with your children? So I hope you have a great Saturday, and I hope that you are able to realize that you are the star player. You have the joystick in your hand, and you're controlling your game of life. The perspectives and the perceptions that you have shape it. So whatever you perceive to be will be. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Peace.